Hey everyone and welcome! Today we are blasting off into the cosmic bureaucracy to meet one of the most powerful figures in the entire celestial empire. So get ready because we're about to meet the Interstellar CEO. So let me ask you a question. Who do you think really runs the universe? If you think the answer is simple, you might want to think again. The celestial chain of command, it's a lot like a massive corporation. You've got your board of directors, a spiritual leader, and then you have a very, very hands-on chief executive. And that's exactly who we're talking about today. Ziwei.id, the great emperor of the central purple palace of the North Star. But for our purposes, we're just going to call him the cosmic CEO.
Okay, let's break this down because this is the best way to get it. Think of the famous Jade Emperor as the chairman of the board. He's the spiritual head, right? The ultimate symbolic authority. But Ziwei.d, he's the CEO. He's the guy who's actually executing the vision, managing the entire operation, and commanding the military. Bottom line, he runs the show.
And you better believe his cosmic corner office has the best view in the entire universe. I mean, he's based at the North Star. That's the unmoving, central point that all the other stars literally revolve around. His empire is the central heaven, which makes him the literal and figurative center of all cosmic power.
So, how in the world does a star get a promotion to cosmic deity? Well, the story of Ziwei.d is this incredible journey that started ages ago, with ancient stargazers just looking up at the night sky. Now, you gotta hear his full title. I know it's a mouthful, but every single part of it is like a line on his resume. Zongtian means central heaven. That's his jurisdiction. Ziwei is the celestial forbidden city, basically the palace of the gods. Beiji is the North Star. That's his home address. And Da-di, that just means great emperor. It's a title that absolutely screams ultimate authority.
And this whole thing didn't happen overnight. It all began in ancient times when astronomers saw the North Star as this stable, unmoving pivot point for the entire heavens, a perfect symbol of supreme power. Then later in imperial China, this emperor star became the divine twin of the emperor down on Earth. And finally, Taoism made it official, making him one of the top 4 deities who helped out the Jade Emperor.
Okay, so what does a cosmic CEO actually do all day? Well, let's just say his to-do list is pretty extensive. His responsibilities are quite literally universal.
Get this, he manages the movement of every single star, including our sun and moon. He's in charge of the weather, all of it. Wind, rain, thunder, lightning. He directly influences the rise and fall of entire nations and emperors on Earth. And, as if that wasn't enough, he's the supreme commander of the celestial armies, fighting off demons and all sorts of evil. No big deal.
And this analogy really helps clarify the whole division of labor. So if the Jade Emperor is like a queen, the spiritual head of state, then Ziwei.d is both the president and the defense minister all rolled into one. He holds the real executive and military power. He's the one who gets things done.
But of course, no great CEO can do it all alone. He's got an executive team, and his closest, most important subordinates are a group you've probably heard of, the 7 stars of the Big Dipper.
Yeah, think of the Big Dipper as his elite special task force, and maybe his intelligence agency too. They are constantly patrolling the heavens, watching us and recording all the good and bad things people do. And here's the kicker. They're in charge of managing human lifespans, which is exactly where that old saying, "The Big Dipper writes your death," comes from.
But this cosmic emperor's power isn't just some abstract idea from old myths. No, it extends directly into one of the most popular and incredibly complex forms of fortune-telling that's still used today. So, can the stars actually write out your entire life story? Well, for a whole lot of people, the answer is a resounding yes. The system that he oversees is believed to lay out the entire script for a person's life from beginning to end.
It's a system called Ziwei Doshu. It's this deep, profound form of astrology that creates a super detailed life map, all based on your exact birth time. And the most important star in the whole system, the one they call the Emperor Star that sets the course for your destiny, it's named Ziwei, directly after him.
Okay, so here's the really big difference you need to understand. If Western astrology is kind of like a personality analysis, telling you about your general traits and tendencies, then Ziwei Doshu is like a full-blown life encyclopedia. It aims to map out the specifics of your career, your wealth, your relationships, your health, even the major turning points you're going to face.
So you can see how this direct link to fortune-telling means that Ziwei.d is way more than just a myth from an old book.
he's still a powerful, living concept, and people revere him for his ability to control the very fabric of destiny itself.
And you can see this dual nature in the way he's usually depicted. He's typically shown in one of two ways. You have the emperor, wearing royal robes and a crown, which symbolizes his supreme authority. But then you have the warrior, holding a sword or some other weapon, representing his role as the ultimate protector and military general.
And listen, people don't pray to him for the small stuff. They turn to Ziwe when the stakes are high. We're talking about averting major disasters, surviving a serious illness, getting help in a huge legal battle, or even asking for a longer life. You go to him when you need the CEO of the universe to step in and turn the tables on fate itself.
He really is a symbol of order, power, and stability in what can feel like a pretty chaotic universe. So, the next time you look up at that big, beautiful night sky, find the North Star. And don't forget to give a little nod to the one sitting at the very center of the cosmos, the Interstellar CEO, Ziwe.